Hey everyone. It's Thursday and it's 9 o'clock here in Norway, 9 p.m. And we are ready for a little walkthrough in the portal, a little sneak peek, as we call it. Some of you might be watching this on YouTube, and some of you might be watching it in the Facebook group. If you are in the Facebook group, I can see your comments, but you need to grant StreamYard access so that I can see your name. And if I can't see your name, then it will just say Facebook user or something like that, but that's cool. So feel free to ask questions as we move into this. There's always things that I think is obvious that you might not find that obvious. And I can see that Tamara is here, and Tamara is a proper oldie in my world. I don't know if you saw the post I posted today, but I have a couple of handful of people who's been with me like forever, and one of them came to see me. She's in Norway right now. She didn't go to Norway to see me, I must admit, but she is in Norway, and I met up with her and her husband earlier today. We had lunch. It was really, really nice. I'm going to tell you more about it later. Anyway, today, what we're going to do today is as follows. I need to put my glasses on because we are going to go into the portal. As you know, hopefully, the level 0 and the level 0 and the level 1 is at the moment open for registration. And I'm not sure, but I think actually this is the last time that the level 1 is going to be a live course. This is probably going to be turned into a self-study course next year. So if you want to do a live course in the level 1 with me, this is probably the last chance to get that. Anyway, let's dive into this because people are asking what is it and what does it look like. And the thing is, everything that we do in these courses, and this goes for all my courses that are live and non-live, is that all the courses get access to a course portal, and they get access to a community portal. These two go together, but they do two different apps. They're two different, kind of sites, but they all belong to this system called Kajabi, which is the system that hosts my system. My systems. And Kajabi is it's an American company, and it's one of the world's biggest providers. There are a few others, but they are actually in the forefront and one of the biggest providers with regards to online course platforms, right? So, and I'm with Kajabi. I've been with Kajabi for 6 years. Even before I started offering courses, I joined Kajabi. So let's dive into this. What we're going to do now is that I'm going to make myself a tiny, weeny bit smaller. We're going to do it like this so that you see this. See more of my screen because I'm sharing screen and not so much of me right now. If you are watching me on YouTube, I can't see your comments real time as I can with the Facebook ones, but please do leave a comment and then I'll get back to you at the end of the broadcast. Okay, so here we go. When you sign up to Anne's Norwegian Knitting, any course or event or, free event, paid event, anything that is giving you something, is all given out in a product that you can enter in the library. You all have your own library, which shows the products that you have access to. I am obviously owner of all my own products, so I have this times 4. I have all my products in there because I have some test products and some other stuff as well. So, and when you do this, what happened was that we are going here. when you get in, you will see that if you joined the Nice Challenge now recently, you will have this one, you know, this here. If you are a member of the Nook, you have this one. And if you join the level 1, you will get this one, right? You will also get, and this one takes you into what we call the course portal, this one here. You will also get one of these. Now you see only this one, but if I go to the second page, you will see, because this is the community. This takes you to the community portal. And when I go to the second page, I have several of them, because you have one for each circle. When you are in the community, we have one circle where you see everything from the level 1. We have another circle where you see everything from level 2, and then you have another one for the Nook, and you know, for level 3, and that's the way it's organized. Just like on Facebook, when you have different groups, we call in here, they call it circles, right? So, but we're not going to start there. We are going to go into the course portal first of all, and I'm just going to show you. If you decide to move, if you decide to get into the level 0 as well, the level 0 looks like this. Okay, this is the 23 version, but there's going to be a 24 version in here awfully soon on Monday. And the level 0, that is also called the power of knitting, or actually it's the other way around. It was baptized the power of knitting, but I tend to talk about it as the level 0, because the level 0 is kind of an introduction course to knitting, where you get everything you need to know when you are in the startup phase of your knitting, and you want to learn, or if you want to learn continental, it's the one color knitting with a whole lot of information about, you know, what you need to know about yarn, about needles, quick fixes, different kinds of cast-ons, different kinds of bind-offs, and, you know, all kinds of stuff. And it's not, obviously, it's not an exhaustive course. It's kind of giving you a foundation. That's the idea of stuff to make you comfortable enough to move on into the the colorwork world, because that's where we really want to, you know, pull you in. Colorwork, right? And the level 1 is there are people in here. Tamara has done the level 1. There are other people in the chat that's done level 1, and you can probably ask them about it. The level 1 takes you into, I'm going to click on it, and then we get into the front page. It looks like this, and this is where you learn the basics about colorwork knitting. Okay, it's not going to look exactly like this when you get in, because this on the side here is slightly different this year, because I have altered a bit. We're going to start with the basics, yes, but you're also going to get some fingerless mittens in the beginning. So we start with small floats, and a float is the yarn that goes behind on the colorwork. And in the first pattern, there's only 3 stitches per float, which you're going to learn so much more about. And in the second, we start on the hat, and that takes more time. And then there are two more modules. And what's going to happen is that we are going to spend a whole lot of time on the hat, really, because the hat is taking you through everything that you need to know. But on top of that, you do get the cowl and tutorials on how to do that, and also a complete course on the mittens, because there is a bonus to this. You get the mitten bonanza, which I mentioned in a post earlier today, and that is actually a mitten course. You get every single little tutorial that you need to be able to make not one mitten, but 16 different mittens if you want to. There are people in my world that have knit them all, and they're giving away, you know, 1 pair they're giving away the pairs for their family for Christmas. So they all got one pair each, right? Which is a fantastic idea, I think. So anyway, so this is what it looks like when you get inside. And on the inside, all my courses, no matter what course you're on, they look like this. They have different colors because, as you saw on the front page, I have used color schemes. And the level 1 has this purplish burgundy kind of color. The level 2 is a green color. The level 3 is a yellowish golden color. That is a part of the Great Experience, which is a year-long deep dive, extensive program. And then the Nook is blue, and it's kind of a beige color on the para knitting, and it's all consistently used throughout all my stuff so that you recognize different courses. Eventually, you know that when you see something burgundy, okay, that's level 1. When you see something golden, that is the level 3. You see something green, that's the level 2, right? So that's kind of how I'm thinking. And I'm probably a bit under the influence of I've got an autistic nephew, and he is all into putting stuff into color categories. So I probably picked up that over the last 20 years. And on the other hand, I am a color person. I like colors. And I really like the idea of sorting things into colors to make things stand out. Okay. So this is what it looks like. All the front pages looks the same with a head picture like this. And it got the navigation area over here. And then there's a welcome page here. And then you have here, you click on this and you then you see all that's in the different modules. Here, for example, during intro week, when you join, we have a welcome call on Monday. So everyone who joined will get access to the portal on Monday, and they will also get access to some of the intro week content. Again, it's not going to look exactly like this because I have rearranged. I am rearranging a bit, but still. So you will get that, and then we can start working on that until we meet on the 11th of April. I was about to say January, but because that's when we start. And the reason why we have this gap is that you need the time to source your yarns, and that's what I'm giving you. So there you go. In here, what you do is that you simply click on these here, and that takes you to the different posts. And you can see from here whether there is this little video. You can see that here there is this little icon, and there is a video on this one. This is just text. Another video, and I think this one is video as well. And I think this one actually tells you that you've started, but you haven't seen it through. That's what I think it does. Yeah, and then you see these here, and that means that these arrows here, there's a subcategory in that module. Okay, so about yarn and needles, and there's all small videos for you. There's probably text in there as well, but that's the way it works. It shows you that there is a video. Here it shows you there is only text, right? So when you click on these, let's just say that we go into this one, just for the sake of it. And when you get in, it looks like this. As you see, this is the same. The navigation area here stays the same always, but this changes. And as it says here, in this course, the goal is for you to become confident in your stranded knitting in the continental knitting technique. That is the goal, and to have a whole lot of fun and to get to know each other. And who knows? I met Christy earlier today. Maybe I'm going to meet one of you one day in Oslo. You never know. And there are no downloads, but I'm going to show you that. So what you do then is that you navigate to the previous post and to the next post by clicking on these ones, right? On this one, there's a 60-minute video. And that video is the welcome call from last year. This year, there's going to be a new video in there, and that's going to be the welcome call this coming Monday, right? So what's going to happen is that then there is a new one here, and it tells you how many minutes it lasts. And when you've done, you click on the complete lesson, and then it turns out, look at this one here now. What's going to happen, because there's nothing here now. But if I click on complete lesson like that, then it turns to done here. And if I go on the arrow to the next one, it doesn't show. That was, big reveal, not showing. Normally what it does in some of the products, I must have turned that off in this one. It shows here that I've done it. What it does show is that, can you see this little star here? And you see this one? That is, if you have a favorite, if you have a post that you find, let's say that there's a tutorial, for example, that you find really interesting and helpful, and you know that, okay, you are practicing this continental thing and you need to go back again and again and again, which is totally normal, by the way. And instead of having to look through everything, what you can do is that if you click on this one, it turns golden. And then you will find it. If you just go there on my favorite, you will find it in the list here. I've already done it with one, and now I've done it with one more. So if we now click on intro week, you will see that there are 2 stars all of a sudden and not 1. Okay. So there we go. So that's a neat little thing that you can do. What I also want to do is this one is a good one for that. I want to show you, because then this goes for, when we had the nice challenge now, people were looking like crazy to find the downloads. And I really don't understand why, but sometimes my dad used to say, bless him, that the first thing that goes blind is your eyes, right? And sometimes it is your eyes. What happens is that under the video, if there is a download, you will see this one here with a small down pointing arrow, not always showing the downloads, but it says it 1 or 2 or 3 very often. And then when you click on that one, you get a list. If there's more than 2, you have, a list of more than one. You have a list of which one. Then you pick the one that you want to download, and you click on it, and it downloads automatically. Where it downloads, it does download, but where it downloads and how it does it, that's entirely up to you and your unit. So if you're on the phone, you need to find out and tell, talk to your phone and its setting, and tell it that, you need to be able to download stuff, or at least preview it, because that's also an option. Okay, just saying, because it does download. It's not like it doesn't, but it might not be that your unit is set up to actually be able to do that. But all units today, be assured, can download these ones. I've tried several Androids. I tried my iPhone, a newer iPhone, an older iPhone, a computer, a Mac, a tablet. They do download. But as I said, where it downloads and how it downloads, that's entirely up to you and your unit. You need to be talking to your unit to find out how that happens. Okay, so that's the thing. And if there is no video on it, then let's see if we can find another post. Well, anyway, if there's no video, what's going to happen is that, and these dates, don't even look at those dates. These were last year. It's not the right dates for this year. Is that the downloads are up here. Okay. So that's how it works, really. And it's fairly easy. We move forward like this, and we move backwards on that one and use the navigation area. That's all you need to know. The navigation area is, that was, let's get away from that. That was, the navigation area is golden when you have that, because then it's like, and what's going to happen is that when you join it, these will not show. Okay. These are every week there's a new thing, new module being dripped. And that goes for this one, and it goes for the level 0. In the level 0, which is a self-study course, but with 4 Q&As, monthly Q&As for 4 months. It's exactly the same. The only difference is that they get the 2 forced modules on this coming Monday, and then they get dripped 1 every week after that. Okay, that's basically it actually when it comes to the course portal. So if you have any questions, now is the time to hit that comment field and ask them, and then I can answer that before we go into the community portal, because that's just as important, really, because the community in my world is absolutely, totally awesome. You can ask anyone in there, they would say that. I think. No, but it really is. And as I said, I mean, as I said before, my courses are different than anyone else's, to be quite honest, because you get in on a completely different personal level than you do on any online courses for knitting, really. Dashboard, when you click on dashboard, that takes you back here. It takes you back to the front page. What you will see is that when you're at the front page, and you click, up here, it doesn't say dashboard anymore, it says library. So if you click on this one, it takes you back to the library, right? So I'm just going to check if there are any questions. No, I can see Christy is here. Christy, you know all this, but thank you for joining from somewhere in Oslo. Anyone on YouTube? No? No questions as far as I can see. Okay. So then let's talk about the level 1 community and the level 0 community. The thing is, these here I'm going to click are the same. As I showed you before, if you will get one for each community circle that you're a member of, but they take you to exactly the same place. It's like with Facebook. I mean, if you click on Facebook, it takes you to your front page of Facebook, and this does the same. The difference is that if I just go in here, is that you get into a front page where there are, on the welcome page, there are no the feed. There's no feed on the welcome page. It just needs a couple of seconds to think. The welcome page is the same page for everyone, and this welcome page was created 1 year ago, and it's updated regularly for the Nook, because they were the first ones that took that started using this. And what's going to happen, and what happens is that everyone who joins my courses, they do get everything from 30 to 60 days free in the Nook. And that means that they get access to all the links that are in here as well. That's a bit different from now on. So what you will see is that you also get an orange product in your library, which is a guide, which takes you with a whole lot of videos that can shove you around in here, okay? But that's something that we can talk about on Monday. So this is the front page, and this is just, you know, somewhere to have a look. But if we go into feed here, it looks like this with pinned posts on the top, and all the posts from the circles that you belong to will be shown, you know, following down here naturally, you know, one after the other, right? And that depends on, you will see here which circles you belong to, depending on what courses you are a member of, right? So you have the level 1 here, you see again the purple one, and we don't want to go there. We want to go to the feed, really. And then you have the level 2, they are green. The Nook is blue. Then you have the beige brownish for the power of knitting, level 1. There's level 3. And then we have the nice challenge here, that it's the mint greeny thing. So everyone who's upgraded to the VIP version of the nice challenge also have a circle in here. So there you go. This is what it looks like with all this. And if you want to, let's say that you have 3 different on these and you want to concentrate on one of them, then what you do is that you just click on this one, for example, and then you get the feed, but with these posts that belong to that circle only. And you will see that on top here, right? Then we have something called challenges. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but we have occasionally some competitions in here where you can win stuff, and sometimes you just win the honor, but still. So there are challenges going on right now. I don't think there are any active ones, but we are planning on doing some in April. Then in here we have the meetups, and this is a really cool thing, because in here you will see meetups entries for all the meetings or meetups or trainings or Q&As or whatever that you are eligible for. So as you see here, level 1 is already in here, and it says Monday, March 18, 2024, 9 p.m. CAT, and CAT is Central European Time. But on your computer, if you have access to this, it will show you your time here, not mine. It shows your local time, just as on Facebook. Many of you don't really know that, but all the live events on Facebook have a time on it. And I keep, every time I post a live event, someone asks me, when is it? What time is that? And it's that time that you see there is your local time. Nothing else is always like that. Or whatever time your computer is set on, that is what it shows. Okay. And in here, what's going to happen is that here you find, if you click on this, you will see more information about it. And if you click here, you also will see, now it says Zoom link is coming, but like here, you see a link. And when you click on that, it takes you directly to the Zoom meeting, because I do all my meetups and all my meetings on Zoom. And then on top of that, if you click on this one, like that, that means that I'm not going. Okay, when there's a hand there, when you see that hand and you click on this one, then you are indicating that you're going when it's ticked off. And then you get reminders from the system the day before, and I think you get a reminder fairly close up until startup time. Okay, so that is the really cool thing. Really, we have the feed like on Facebook, but with no commercials, just us. And then we have the meetups and the challenges and the welcome page. And then here you will see your notices, and you can do DMs to the various people in here. This live room thing, just ignore it, because I'm not using it, because that's one of the functions that are really not functioning that well. We have tried it and it doesn't work. And up here you will see the settings for you. I have the community settings. You don't have that, but your account settings are in here. So there you go. That's what you get. And the thing is, what is so brilliant about all this is that every time you sign up for a course to me, you have forever access. The only thing you don't have forever access to in my world is the Nook or the Great Experience. The Great Experience, you sign up for a year for a deep dive. That's a proper deep dive where we do you get everything. And in there, you have access as long as you are a member. And in the Nook, you have access as long as you are a member. All the courses you keep forever. It's yours to keep. And you can come back again and again and again. And you're also getting the updated version, if there is an updated version, the year after, right? So that is about it. I don't think I have more to say. Do you know, are there any questions? What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna, not like that, please, Anne. Like that. Let's see if there are any questions. Tamara says that Ant courses are fabulous. I learned so much. Yes, you have, Tamara. you really come a long way with your knitting, your continental knitting. There is someone asking, do you have to know in advance how to do continental stitch? No, that's the whole point. You don't. I'm teaching you how to do the continental. And if you do the level 0, then you get that now, and you can practice with one color, because I'm a big believer in doing steps. You know, they don't necessarily have to be small steps all the way, but, you know, doing steps. So start off with doing one color and practice, because that's when you start practicing. If you are learning how to do continental and color work at the same time, that might be a challenge. So, I mean, why not do the level 1 first, the level 0 first, and practice on the projects in there, and get the feeling during the 3 weeks before we start the actual course on level 1, right? And then on level 2, you do get all the techniques, yes, but then you go, if you are a beginner, you go straight into colorwork. So you have to master. That means that you have to probably put in some extra time, because you need to master both the continental style and the colorwork done the continental style. Did that make sense? I think it did. So what I can tell you is that I have people that have signed up for the level 2 before, and they have done the level 1 at a later point, and they have felt that that has been really good, because that has helped them with more of the basics, right? So it's kind of, yeah. So the whole thing is that you're learning continental through this process, but I do advise you to do level 0 first, to be quite honest. Power knitting. Yes, and Tamara there are a few examples of these. Some people say they've spent different amounts of time, but Tamara just got really, you know, into it and decided to do a certain number of continental knitting every day. And, you know, that's the only thing that helps. It's the repetition and the practice, right? That's the only thing that helps. If you want to become better at something, you just need to practice. You need to carve out the time and, you know, determination, and some persistence, and some extra love put into it. It's amazing what you can do. Yeah. So there you go. The course is in 4 weeks. It's going over 4 weeks, and there's a bonus call at the end of it. I don't expect everyone to do all the projects in there. The point is that we are focusing on the first week project and the hat, and then whatever you manage to get through is a bonus. I will talk about it and show you some stuff, and you will get everything. But the idea is for you to get through the hat. A lot of people need those 4 weeks to do the hat when they do this new way of knitting. Whether they are new to continental or new to colorwork, or, you know, whatever. If you have the time, you can start on the next ones. But they are there for you to get back to later, and when the hat is done, and then go in and do stuff, you know, the next module if you want to. Because in my world, we are not stressing. The point is that, you know, when you do a learning curve, there is research out there, a lot of it, saying that you need to keep the momentum. So there's no point of dragging this out. The only way to, you know, the most efficient way and the best way to keep momentum is actually it might seem like you're rushing, but it's not rushing. It's just going through the steps and then giving you the opportunity to go back later, which is why you have this tremendous amount of tutorials that you can go back and look at in details, right? Someone is saying that it's better to practice on circular needles versus straight needles, and I would say yes to that any day of the week, because I'm not a big fan of straight needles, really. I use it, but not that often, just for specific projects. I use circular needles for mittens even, but then I use 2 of them. And you're going to be introduced to that for those of you who decide to join us in the level 1, sorry. Even I get confused with all this. Any other questions? Let me see if there's anything on the YouTube, where is it? Disappeared somewhere. There it is. Are there any questions on the YouTube channel? No, nothing. Okay, cool. That's fine. Christy says that this class is so worth it. I grew so much in my knitting with this course. Yes, you did, Christy. I think this and the nice challenge is actually what got you going. And someone is saying that you will enjoy the process. Always something to learn. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but you know that, and that's the point. To me, knitting is, and another thing is, which is really, really important to me before we round this off, is that there is nothing wrong or right in knitting, and I think a lot of the stuff in knitting is a result of people doing stuff wrong, and then by doing it wrong. Hi, Julie. Yes, thank you. It's Julie who said that last thing. The thing is, you know, by doing something wrong in the past, then they have created new ways of knitting or new patterns or new motifs or that kind of thing. So I think that is, and that goes with knitting. There's nothing right or wrong. And there are 2 million ways to cast on, and there are another couple of million ways to cast off. And I'm not going to be able to give you an exhaustive list of all the ways to do that, but I'm giving you a selection in the level 0. And I have my favorite cast-ons, and I do, you know, I use my long tail, either German twisted or Norwegian twisted or whatever you call it, or an ordinary Norwegian cast-on, long tail cast-on. I use that for everything. Sometimes I use an I-cord cast-on because I want to make an extra detail to something. Or the same with the cast-off. This autumn I was all into I-cord cast-offs, and the people in the Nook, they know that, because there were quite a few projects in there with I-cord cast-offs. But the thing is, my point is that there's nothing wrong and nothing right in knitting in a way, even though we do have, you know, knits and purls, and in Norwegian we call them right knit and purl and wrong knit. But I'm giving you my tips, and I'm showing you how I would do it and helping you to sort out that continental way of knitting. There you go. So if you want to join us, now is the time to take action. It's open for another couple of days. We are closing on Sunday. But why wait? If you are, you know, if you've decided to do this, do it now. Just click on that link and go and join us. I'm gonna actually what I'm gonna do is that I am going to okay, I've left the link on YouTube. I can't leave it on Facebook. I'm going to do that as soon as we finished in a comment. Yeah, you do get 2 months in the Nook as a bonus, which is really, actually, that's a big treat. It's worth $62, but it is a big treat because there is a lot in there. You also get the mitten bonanza for free. That's a $100 product. It's a full mitten course with everything you need, or tutorials to 16 different mittens. And you get me, and you get a fantastic community. So I don't, you know, I don't see why you should wait and why you should hesitate. It's just a matter of clicking that button. I think that's it for today. Unless you have any questions, I will call this a day. If you watch this in replay, let me know if you have any questions, and I will get back to you. Keep an eye on the feed, but be patient with me. It might take an hour or two, but I'm going to answer you. Okay. So with that, I wish you a brilliant rest of the day wherever you are in the world, and I'll be back awfully soon. Yeah, awfully soon. I will be back live here before Sunday at some point. Okay, see you around. Bye.